Salutations, crustaceans! I'm Lobster, and today we are going to be revisiting the base that started it all. The Ibanez EHB1005MS. Let's do this. This is my Ibanez EHB1005MS, and I've had it for nearly 3 years now. I purchased this right before the start of the channel, and I was probably one of the first people in the US to get this before the pandemic hit and the supply chain and everything went crazy. I initially made just a really crummy video like on my webcam about this base, and then from there I purchased some like camera equipment and stuff and tried my hand at making base videos. Tried my claw, I guess. And here we are. Now, during my time with this base, I've swapped out the pickups from the stock Bartolini BH2s to these Aguilar DCB soap bars. I think it was a nice improvement even with the stock Ibanez preamp, and I was very happy with the result. Still am. But everything else in this base is completely stock, including this basswood body in the matte seafoam green, and this multi-scale roasted maple neck with 24 stainless steel frets, and scales 35 to 33, I believe. The bridge and the tuners are one and the same, and honestly, these are one of the best headless bridge tuner implementations, as a lot of other cheaper headless bridge options often are not very good at adjusting the intonation or the string height and stuff like that and spacing. These kind of cover all your bases, and you're able to adjust the string height, string spacing, intonation, everything relatively easily. And then up at the headstock, we can see these string retainers up here that keep the strings in place as the tuning is done over at the bridge. Now let's go ahead and turn this bass around. Around back, we can see the medium-sized control cavity, as well as the separate 9-volt battery compartment, the 5-screw neck attachment with a kind of contoured neck heel, and the seafoam green finish, the matte seafoam green. It's a nice looking finish overall, quite bright. We also see the back of this 5-piece roasted maple neck that's absolutely gorgeous and a joy to play. And then up at the headstock nub thing, we can see the back of the string retainers and the holes where you insert the Allen wrenches in order to tighten the string retainers and keep the strings in place. And how much does our Ibanez EHB1005MS weigh? This particular example comes in right around 7 pounds on the dot. I think it's like 7.2. And it's overall a very lightweight instrument and very well balanced because you don't really have anything dangling off at the headstock. And speaking of the balance, let's demonstrate that now. In the lap, I guess you get a little bit of neck dive, but you're not really fighting it at all. I mean, the neck rests gently in your hand. It's not like pulling down or anything. And then in the lap with the strap, I really don't have any issues with balance. It likes to stay put. Same goes when you're holding this bass. You can reposition it all sorts of ways. And it is very comfortable overall. And how much does the Ibanez EHB1005MS cost? I believe these are coming in between $12.49 and $13.49 US. And for the price right now, I think this is probably one of the best value multi-scale basses because you have the wider string spacing as opposed to the tighter spaced sound gear. And in my opinion, also has one of the best bridge mechanisms when it comes to tuning these things up and setting your intonation and string height and doing all your fine tuning. I believe when they launched, they were coming in at around $11.49 or $12.49, so the price increase has not been dramatic on these over the past 3 years. But now, I know you're all wondering, what's this bass sound like? You all know what you need to do. Go ahead and pinch that like button so my hand will turn back to normal. Thanks. Now keep in mind, we did do our plus 6 dB mod, which was a solderless mod where we just change a plug inside the control cavity on the preamp. And we have some real nice output out of this bass. Oh, this is still a great bass. The neck profile is very comfortable. It's well balanced. You're not fighting the instrument. It's working with you. And the multi-scaleness of it is not too hard to get used to. Something like a Dingwall is a bit more drastic, and especially on the higher registers. This is a less drastic fan overall, though it's still noticeable and more drastic than what you get in the sound gears. So this goes from 35-inch scale on the B string to 33-inch scale on the G string, where these sound gears go from 35.5-inch on the B string to 34-inch scale on the G string. So a much less drastic fan overall. Let's check out these pickups individually real quick first, starting with our neck pickup. Again, these are the Aguilar DCBs that have been swapped in. I believe it's the DCB P... It's the 6-string size. I forget. It's the P 6-string size. P4? I don't remember. So that is the neck pickup with the EQ centered. We have a mid-frequency control with our mid boost and cut. That is a variable one. So if we cut the mids, we can do all sorts of tone shaping. Plus we have our bass treble stack. And the treble control acts as a passive tone control when the preamp is bypassed. However, bypassing the preamp also bypasses our 6 dB mod. So here's that. Let's re-engage the preamp, and let's check out our bridge pickup real quick. Yeah, not bad, not bad. And then both pickups together. Yeah, this is a fun bass. Now let's just play it with the pick a little bit. If you want to see like a more in-depth review, check out my earlier videos where we go through the whole preamp and everything. It's a powerful preamp, especially with the 6 dB mod, so use it responsibly. Here's a pick. Very nice pick sound for sure, especially if you're going for that modern style of tone. Even with these DCBs, it still sounds like a very modern bass. Now let's go over to our neck pickup and use the pick again. Let's put that away now and leave it on the neck pickup. Give it a slap. Let's go back to the center position in our blend control and slap it once more. Much better. And finally, let's throw some drums behind this bass. So here are my final thoughts on the Ibanez EHB1005MS after 3 years of ownership. Honestly, it's held up quite nicely. These stainless steel frets are basically impervious to wear. The hardware is held up nicely. I haven't had any issues there. The electronics are good, especially after swapping the pickups, which I really wasn't a fan of those Bartolinis. And overall, I think it's a solid bass. The finish is definitely showing a little bit of wear over time. There are a few just very fine cracks that have formed along the neck pocket here, just ever so slight. Here's a picture of one. I tried to capture it in a photograph. It's really hard to see, but it's there, and I'm over it. I really don't care that much. It hasn't impacted the playability. I think it's just a finish crack and not a structural crack, so not really a mega big deal here. Overall, for 3 years, I've seen basses that have held up a lot worse, and I've taken this to jam sessions and definitely played it quite a bit. That being said, it's not like my most played bass or anything, but it is a fun one to bring around for sure because of its compact size and big tone. But let me know what you think about my Ibanez EHB1005MS down in the comments below. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, join our Discord channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the Ibanez EHB1005MS. And as always, until we groove again,